In no particular order, here are a few of the luckiest lottery winners ever. Number 12, Joan Ginther. Joan Ginther's story is the stuff of legend. The fact that she refuses to grant interviews adds even more to the mystery. She's probably one of the luckiest people alive. She's won the lottery, not once, or twice, or 3 times, but she's won multi-million lotteries 4 separate times. Her combined wins total to roughly $20.4 million. Her first major win was a $5.4 million win back in 1993 in the Texas Lotto. Her second win was in 2006, when she won $2 million in the Holiday Millionaire Scratch-Off game. In 2008, she won a third time playing the Millions and Millions lottery. If you're asking us, it's kind of appropriate she won $3 million on her third win. Her final and biggest win was in 2010 when she won $10 million from a lottery called Extreme Payoff. What's her secret? Did she win with insider information, or is she simply just one of the luckiest people in the world? Number 11, Melvin Wilson. Mr. Luck was the nickname people close to him gave him back in 2005. That was around the time when Melvin started pulling in big lottery wins. Between 2004 and 2005, Wilson won 3 different lotteries with the total wins worth more than $1.5 million. His very first win stint was around November 2004. That got him $500,000. He later followed up that win with a $25,000 win in March of 2005. That's not too bad. A win is still a win, but then he hit a bigger win on his third one. He won $1 million from a scratch-off ticket in September of 2005. After that, the wins stopped, something that's supposed to happen. But 8 years later, in 2013, Lady Luck decided to visit Melvin again. In May 2013, he won another $500,000 in the Millionaire Mania game. That brought his lottery winnings to just over $2 million. What was Melvin's method? He says he plays the lottery every day except Sunday. His motto is, you gotta play to win. Number 10, Orlean Pedersen. 1 in 282.5 million. Those are the odds Pedersen beat to win 2 different lotteries using tickets she bought from different stores. Her first winning ticket was worth $200,000. That was also the first top prize for the lottery scratch-off game, Grand Fortunes. For Orlean, it was the first win for her playing the lottery, and it was just the beginning of her good fortune. The next day, she bought another ticket. This time around, it was for the scratch-off game coming in hot. Do we need to say she didn't expect to win big again? It was another big surprise to her when it turned out she had scored $300,000 just a day after she first won $200,000. Pedersen told the media that she had her mind set up on a trip to Las Vegas, but that'll be after she had paid off her bills and bought a new truck. Number 9, Robert Stewart. For a lot of people, winning the lottery is all about finally quitting some job they hate. Not for Robert Stewart. His extraordinary luck winning the lottery twice for $1.1 million could not convince him to change his life. He kept his job as a tractor driver, working as much as 11 hours a day. And to top it all off, he's continued living in a trailer. He hasn't upgraded his life in the material sense at all. Do we need to say that this is a bit unusual for lottery winners? Well, technically, he did say he decided to make some repairs to his trailer home. Stewart's first win was for a cool $1 million back in May of 2019. He put in $25 for the scratch-off Ultimate Million. Buying the ticket was actually a last-minute decision when he was at the grocery store. And, as amazed as he was to win, Robert didn't claim his winnings immediately. He actually waited a week to claim his prize. That's because it was the earliest his work schedule would allow him to go to the lottery office. 4 months later, he got lucky again. This time, it was for $100,000. And if $1 million wasn't going to get Robert out of his trailer, $100,000 definitely wasn't going to do it either. Besides maintaining his normal life, Robert also went against most experts' advice by declining to hire any lawyers or accountants. He instead went to his bank's free financial advisor for some pointers on how to invest. Number 8, Michelle Schuffler. No matter if you've been playing for a day or for a million years, the odds to win never change. Lotteries are purely a game of chance. Michelle Shuffler and her husband don't play the lottery much, and that didn't matter when they won the lottery in 2017. The North Carolina couple had a few dollars to spare that day, so they decided to put the money in the lottery. They bought their first ticket at a random gas station, and that $1 million fever scratch-off ticket won them 10 grand. Winning gave them some confidence, and they decided to press their luck again. So they bought another ticket from another gas station about 20 miles away. They bought another $1 million fever ticket, and just like the first time, they won. Except they won the $1 million grand prize. 2 big wins all on the same day. They didn't take the lump sum and opted for yearly payments of $50,000, which comes to around $35,000 after taxes. What would you have taken? Shuffler said that they planned to save the money for retirement and help pay for their kids' college education. Number 7, Armando Paganelli. He seems to be a bit different from your average lottery ticket selling store owner. This Bronx businessman runs a family drugstore that's been in business since 1964. He's also, in his words, an avid gambler. The store owners win whenever they sell big winning tickets from customers playing the lottery. They're assured of a check every time they sell a winning ticket. But we don't hear much about the owners that play the lottery themselves. But it may be safe to say Armand is the luckiest one. Whatever strategy he's got going on seems to be working for him for sure. Between 2013 and 2014, Armand had a total of 16 wins that got him $625 grand in cash. His biggest win was for a $250,000 win that came from a Mega Millions ticket. The rest were tickets that were worth 25 grand apiece from Armand playing the Win 4 lottery. That's a game that's much more secure than the average scratch-off ticket, where unethical retailers can illegally check for winners. That pretty much puts any questions of Armand rigging any lotteries to rest. Armand had won more than $10,000 or more jackpots than anyone else in the state of New York between 2011 and 2015. He told the media that his winnings were probably simply because he bought lots of tickets. He acknowledged that the money he spends on tickets might just be more than his total winning. Whether he's a compulsive gambler or not, that's a different issue. It seems like he was already rich, though, before his wins. He said the winnings have been divided between his kids' college tuition and giving to charity. He's a board member of the Bronx Boys and Girls Club, and his office is filled with photos of charity events. Number 6, Brian Moss. Who wins the lottery 6 times? Brian Moss does. He seems to have a lucky charm when it comes to playing lotteries. In January of 2021, he won $250,000, the jackpot in the Idaho lottery scratch game, $250,000 crossword. It isn't clear how much he won in his other 5 wins, but his 6 wins are confirmed by the Idaho lottery themselves. They just don't want to divulge the amount, although they did confirm that it's less than the jackpot he had won. Of course, Brian's friends and family have noticed his good luck. According to him, quite a few people have asked him to play for them, something he's done before. But he says his luck only works for him, and the reason he plays the lottery is because he wants to support Idaho public schools. But do state education systems really benefit overall from the lottery? Find out all about it in this video. Number 5, Joe B. The luckiest man in Colorado may just be this guy. He made himself known only as Joe B. Is that smart? We would have gone fully anonymous, but this may be just as good. Joe has been playing the lottery for 30 years. During that time, he didn't have any major wins. 2020 was his year, even if none of us like 2020. Over the past 3 decades, he bought 2 lottery tickets daily, one in the morning and one at night, with both tickets from 2 different stores. Every day, twice, he'd play the same set of numbers: 5, 9, 27, 39, and 42. For 30 years, it didn't pay off until March of 2020. He hit the Powerball jackpot, and not just once, but twice, on the same day. He became the first Powerball 2-time winner in the state of Colorado. For that, our guy took home $2 million, a decent amount for his 30 years of perseverance. I'm sure someone out there who likes spreadsheets can see how much money he'd have if he just saved the money he put into lottery tickets every day, but that's not on us. When he was asked what he would do with his money, Lucky Joe B said that they'd have to ask his boss, aka his wife. Okay. Number 4, Virginia Fike. Mistakes sometimes work for and against us. For Virginia Fike, the mistake went her way, and that made all the difference in her bank account. In 2012, she had intended to play both the Powerball and Mega Millions lotteries using the same set of numbers, but that didn't happen. She ended up buying tickets for the same game, something she didn't realize until she was holding 2 Powerball tickets. So she decided to stick with it and play the same numbers twice in the same lottery. And it turns out that it was the greatest decision ever for her. Yes, typically winners split the jackpot regardless of how many winners there are, but that isn't true for non-jackpot prizes. Those same numbers can win multiple times since they don't split. Her set of numbers matched 5 out of the 6 for the Powerball. So if she actually won the jackpot, she would have gotten the same amount of money. But for her consolation prize, each ticket was worth $1 million. She was actually in the hospital visiting her mom when she found out she won. Virginia watched a report on TV about there being 2 $1 million winners in Virginia. She told the media that she looked at her mom and said, "Wouldn't it be funny if it was us?" And of course, she told the media that she would take care of her mom's hospital bills, in addition to the usual investing the money wisely, of course. Number 3, Lena Eaton. Living to be more than 90 years old is already lucky. In fact, roughly 1% of the population gets this age. So for Indiana-based Lena Eaton, getting to the age of 91 back in 2012 was already kind of against all odds. But in that same year, she went against even bigger odds. She won 2 different lotteries. She bought her first winning ticket in August of 2012 in the Hoosier Lottery. That gave her $300,000. Her odds of winning were 1 in 8.9 million. Her second win came a few months later in November of the same year. She bought a $5 scorching hot 9 scratch-off ticket. For her $5, Grandma Elena won $1 less than $100,000. That brought her total winnings to just under $400,000 in 4 months. With the 2 wins, she beat incredible odds of 1 in 5.7 trillion. She told the media at the time that she was going to use the money to redo her house as well as travel a bit. And oh yeah, she also said she'd treat her more than 20 great-grandchildren to a little bit of cash. Number 2, Kenneth Stokes. In 2014, Stokes beat the odds and won the same lottery twice. Each winning ticket got him $500,000 or $1 million in total winnings if he took the annuity. Kenny decided to go for a one-time lump sum payout for both tickets, so he got $546,000 after taxes. Just like some other 2-time winners, he accidentally bought tickets using the same set of numbers. His family had gifted him a season pass to the Massachusetts State's Lottery Lucky for Life drawing. That automatically entered him into every drawing of the lottery with the set of numbers he chose. But Kenny forgot about it, so he played the same numbers on another ticket, numbers that were based on the birthdays of several family members. The lottery rep called Kenny up to let him know that he had won. At that moment in time, Kenny still didn't know that he had won twice. The rep mentioned that the other winner lived in the same town as Kenny. When they got off the phone, that's when Kenny realized he was the other winner. Kenny said he'd use the money to pay for his son's college tuition, clear his daughter's remaining car payments, and take his family on a nice vacation. Hopefully he saved at least some of that money. Number 1, Calvin and Zatera Spencer. Calvin and Zatera had quite the winning streak back in March 2014 when they were playing the lottery. On March 12th, the couple first won $1 million playing the Powerball. They matched enough numbers to win a consolation prize. 2 weeks later, on March 26th, Calvin played the Virginia Lottery's Pick 4 game, and he won an astounding 10 times for a total of $50,000. And he wasn't done. The next day, he bought a ticket for the $100 million cash extravaganza, and that's when they won a second $1 million that month. Obviously, the Spencers were pretty pumped about winning the lottery. If anything, this was just the beginning, because according to them, they're not going to stop playing the lottery. Here's what's next.